They say morality is what separates us from being primitive animals. However, morality could actually just be a tool, one designed to control, to manipulate, to keep the strong from rising and the weak from being trampled. Friedrich Nietzsche believed that morality, as most people understand it, is nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion. And once you understand what I'm about to explain to you, your perception of the world could change forever.
We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself. He is the great danger, and we are pitifully unaware of it.
Imagine a world where nothing is good or evil, only actions and consequences. What if the things we call moral are just arbitrary rules created by those in power? Think about how often morality is used not as a genuine guide for ethical behavior, but as a weapon. The moment you start questioning it, you realize just how fragile the whole concept really is. In his book on the genealogy of morals, Nietzsche uncovers the roots of morality. The word genealogy means the origins of. Religions claim morality as divine. Philosophers debate whether it's reason or instinct. But Nietzsche had a much darker take. Morality wasn't born out of goodness, it was born out of power struggles. The element of power is central in most of Nietzsche's books. He argues that our moral values weren't created to make people good, but to serve the interest of those who needed a way to control those in power. Morality, as we know it, was not a product of reason or human progress, but a psychological trick, a rebranding of weakness as virtue. Think about it. Why is humility praised over pride? Why is self-sacrifice seen as noble, while ambition is viewed as greed? These values weren't just plucked from the sky, they were created by those who lacked power to limit those who had it. Nietzsche believed there were two types of morality: master morality and slave morality. Master morality values strength, power, and achievement. It sees good whatever enhances life and bad as whatever weakens it. The ancient Greeks admired warriors, artists, and thinkers, people who created their own meaning and pursued greatness. The self-improvement space in social media is in this category of morality. However, slave morality is built on resentment. It takes the qualities of the powerful, pride, ambition, self-determination, and reframes them as evil. Think of an empathetic liberal who says he is standing up for the poor, but on a deeper level he really just hates the rich. This mentality turns weakness into a virtue. Suffering is noble, obedience is holy, and meekness is a sign of goodness. Nietzsche blames Christianity, which turned suffering into virtue, where turning the other cheek is noble, and the poor who endures their misery are promised rewards in the afterlife. According to Nietzsche, this wasn't morality, it was revenge, a way for the powerless to make the powerful feel guilty for their strength. Ideas like white guilt or that it is shameful driving a Tesla might come to mind. This shift in morality wasn't accidental. It was a survival strategy, a way for the weak to seize control without actually gaining strength. Weirdly interesting. However, the theory about master and slave morality isn't just a theory from the 19th century Germany. It plays out every day in modern society. Bill Gates gives to charity not because he is good, but because it maintains his public image. Celebrities preach kindness while ruthlessly canceling people who disagree with them. And politicians frame their opponents as immoral to gain support, not because they actually care about ethics. If morality was truly about fairness and justice, why does it always seem to serve those who benefit the most from it? Take corporate morality, for example. Huge companies that exploit workers will slap a rainbow flag on their logo for Pride Month, knowing it boosts their brand. Banks fund wars that burn forests and destroy wildlife and human life alike, while shamelessly talking about sustainability to win public favor. The illusion of morality is more profitable than actual moral action. And yet, people buy into it, because morality, whether real or fake, is deeply tied to social approval. However, Nietzsche didn't argue for lawlessness. Instead, he wanted people to break free from artificial morality and create their own values, ones that come from strength, not submission. He called this the path of the Ubermensch, someone who forges their own meaning rather than merely inheriting it. But what happens when you reject traditional morality? You face resistance. Society doesn't like those who step outside the moral framework. History is full of figures who defied conventional morality and were demonized for it. Socrates was executed for corrupting the youth with dangerous ideas. Galileo was condemned for challenging religious doctrine. Even modern whistleblowers who expose the lies of the powerful institutions are labeled as traitors. The truth is, morality is a set of rules designed to keep society functioning smoothly. When you stop believing in the lie, you start seeing people for what they really are. Not as good or evil, but as individuals acting in their own interest. Does that mean morality is useless? Not necessarily. Even if it's a construct, it has its benefits. Societies need some form of moral order to function. The real danger comes when people blindly accept morality without questioning who benefits from it.